Hello and welcome to Liberated Yoga. Anna here. Some yoga poses bring us more benefit than others, and I have lined up for you my favorites. Poses that are easy to do, pretty much anyone can do them. Poses that can be adapted, and that should be part of a repertoire of any well-rounded yoga practice. As a yoga therapist, these are the ones I reach for the most because each pose has a host of benefits. Let's take a look. I lined up these poses in the order in which you can do them. Let's begin standing with simple arm raises. Inhaling, arms overhead, opening the chest, releasing the shoulder blades down, and exhaling, arms back down to your sides. This helps to relieve some tension in the neck and shoulders, stretch the sides of the body for better breathing, and generally increase circulation throughout the body. You can add a balancing element. As you inhale, you can come up to the tippy toes, and on the exhale, bring your heels back down. Everybody should do a balancing pose or two every day. Great way to begin your yoga practice. For very beginners, this pose could be done next to a wall. Your arms could be traveling up and down the wall if you're facing it. Next, let's put one foot in front of the other, taking a big step forward and angling the back foot in so the hips face forward. The warrior pose is a powerful one. As you inhale and bend the front knee, bring the arms up and out to the side, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale to come out. This variation is just one of many arm positions you can use. I like this one for us who sit a lot, slouch in front of the computer or behind the wheel of the car, as it helps to open through the chest. This pose is used for strengthening the back, developing core stability, and stretching hip flexors. All of that will prepare us for what's coming next in our practice. Do both sides. I demonstrate only one side here to save us time. Finish by folding forward from the hips, bending your knees quite a lot. Allow the neck and head to relax. You can bring your hands to the shins, the floor, or a chair. And then transition onto the floor into child's pose with your arms as far forward as they can reach and your hips as far back towards the knees as comfortable. I recommend plenty of padding under the knees for people who have concerns with that area. From child's pose, coming onto all fours on the inhale, and then back into child's pose on the exhale. This pose allows us to warm up the back, the hips, and the knees, as well as the shoulders. It helps to coordinate breath and movement together. Inhale forward on all fours. Exhale back into child's pose. It's a great opportunity for us to engage our core. As we inhale on all fours and arch the spine, you can pull the belly in. And as you exhale into child's pose, you can zip the belly in and up a lot more. This is a great pose to do every day. Cat and cow is the other one, without which no yoga practice is complete. On all fours, as you inhale, arch the spine even more, lifting the chest. On the exhale, round the spine, tucking the tail between the legs. Going back and forth here, articulate vertebra by vertebra. Use your belly as you round the spine, draw it in and up. You can squeeze your shoulder blades together as you inhale, spread the shoulder blades apart as you exhale. And overall, this is a great one to warm up the spine. If you have time for just one yoga pose, this one could be done even sitting in the chair. The next one on my list is Cobra. Lying on the belly, you can have the elbows under the shoulders, and with a belly zip up, on the inhale, you can straighten the elbows a little at a time, keeping your shoulders down and your head in line with the rest of the spine. You can come up as high or as low as you like, as your low back tolerates. So this is very much adaptable to your particular abilities. This pose strengthens the upper back muscles, which is so important for us who sit so much throughout the day. This version is great for beginners. You can start gradually increase flexibility in the spine that may be stiff. Just make sure you're not cranking yourself up into the back bend using only your arms. The second version would have your hands by your ribs with the elbows up off the floor. And as you inhale and lift the chest, again, use your hands sparingly. Instead, engage your upper back muscles, your abdomen for a little bit of support. It's also important to keep the head in line with the spine and keep the chin maybe even slightly tucked. Next on my list is Dvipadapitam, or the bridge pose, and I have two versions to offer for your consideration. This one would have you roll up vertebra by vertebra into the bridge with the arms at your sides. You would inhale in place, and on the exhale, scooping your belly, roll up vertebra by vertebra, peeling your spine like you would a string of pearls. Inhale in place once you reach the bridge, and on the exhale, roll down vertebra by vertebra. This is a great one to integrate deep core muscles. Use your inner thighs to keep the thigh bones parallel. Use your belly muscles. Keep your ribs zipped in bridge as you inhale to support the low back here as you go back and forth. The second version of the bridge pose is great for relieving tension in the neck and shoulders. Keeping the pelvis neutral throughout. As you inhale, lift one arm overhead while turning the head away from the arm each time. Coordinating with the breath, inhale, up and reach, exhale, down and center with the head. Allow the hips and arms travel together, coordinating seamlessly and fluidly the breath and movement. After doing a few times to each side, you can do both arms together, sweeping overhead. As you lift the hips and reach up, make sure that the back of the neck maintains neutral curve throughout. Your face is relaxed and the weight settles on the tops of the shoulder blades. Ground and root through the feet. Great pose to increase some blood flow to the upper body and the brain. To rest, hug the knees into chest. A simple twist should also be part of any yoga practice. The Windshield Wipers here is a favorite. With the feet apart, you can exhale your knees in one direction while turning your head in the opposite. And the arms could be at your side, any position that feels comfortable for your shoulder. Twists are great to stimulate blood flow to your digestive organs. If you want a little bit more stimulation and if your low back tolerates it, you can try a more demanding version with the legs up in the air in tabletop. Exhaling the knees in one direction, inhaling them center. If your knees don't come to the floor easily on each side of you, you can put a blanket or a pillow to support the legs. This is called stomach churning pose, Jatara Parivartanasana, and it's wonderful for improving digestion. This pose rotates the spine to lubricate the discs and build strength and flexibility of the spine. It stretches the lower back muscles one side at a time, as well as the chest muscles because your arms are out to the sides. It helps you to strengthen the core. It realigns the relationship between the shoulder girdle and the pelvis, and provides visceral compression of the abdomen and the internal organs. And finally, Apanasana is probably my favorite one. With the hands holding onto the knees, on the inhale, extend the knees as far away from you as the arms allow, softly pointing the toes. On the exhale, draw the knees back closer towards your chest, flexing the toes. Keep your shoulders relaxed and the effort very moderate. This should feel easy and relaxing. You can continue lengthen the exhalation here. The longer the exhale, the more relaxed you're going to feel as you're doing this. This pose stretches the low back. Apana is the downward moving force, so it helps with the digestion and elimination. When you are done with your yoga practice, it's good to spend a few minutes lying on your back in constructive rest pose, with the feet down and apart and the knees together so that the low back continues to release. Lengthening your exhalation to your comfortable maximum is going to trigger the relaxation response. Spend a few minutes here, and I thank you for joining me. Namaste.